Right buddy, I've finished your cabinet. I've had to put two operating systems on, one for Hyperspin completely offline and the other for using it as a PC. I had issues trying to get the Hyperspin EXE to boot while the system was booting. All the current shellers don't actually work for this version of Windows 10, so I've had to create a bat file for it to boot direct into it. So you'll see maybe a few seconds of the desktop. I've blacked off all the backgrounds, put my logo on there. All the button settings work for all systems. You have Wii U games, PlayStation 2 games and PlayStation 3 that will only work with Xbox 360 controllers for 2 of the players, and for 4 players you can actually use the joystick and buttons. So if I escape out of that, you have Pinball FX3 games, which you have these 2 buttons here that will work as your rudders on there. You have A, B, X, Y as Xbox buttons for selection. If we just enter a table here, all your LEDs turn on and off from the button you requested on the front of the machine. Your Tron grills, custom speaker grills, all fully printed. Your back grill, all your artwork. You have your chrome centered T-molding you requested. So you hold the launch button, then like I say, for your flippers you have your left and right player 1, player 2 configured for them. Press escape. Enter a PC game for you. You have a full backup on your D drive of all the operating system settings for both operating systems. So for any reason your second OS gets a virus or crashes down on you via update, you actually have a full virtual disk drive image of the SSD that's inside, so you can install that into a PC or you can do a full restore from there. But I do recommend taking the SSD out, using the software from the D drive and restoring it from the image on the D drive. Like I say, I usually just make the machines all offline, but because of your request and you want in Windows 10, there has been issues, delays, because of having to reset the whole system, your whole 8TB hard drive to accept on Windows 10. But you have your all 8 buttons fully work on the next gen fighters. So you have your medium, light punch, medium punch, hard punch, and your free punch buttons, free kicks, etc. Select start and escape key again. You may want to, in a couple of the PC titles, knock up the graphic settings to maximum. The 1060 graphics card inside is capable of running all the games at max settings. I may have not set them to the max of the maximum they can run at, but just take a look into the graphical settings. I think this one's okay, but just double check, take a look, knock the graphic settings up on them on them games. So escape out. You should go to the main menu and escape out on that system, but it seems to work fine. Games like Tekken 7. That noise that you hear, that like notification bell, is the PC game loads. That's for the controllers. That's to tell you that the controllers have been configured as Xbox 360 controllers. So you'd have your A, B, X, Y, LB, RB, left trigger, right trigger. The LEDs are also sound activated. If I you can move them onto fade, different colours: yellow, orange, red, green, blue. I'll leave them white. Like I say, you can switch them all off while gaming if you wish via the button on the front. I will be doing updates all the time on this software, so if I get any updated systems, I can send them across. You can just copy the file straight over and you can enjoy some more new systems on there, because currently I'm updating a few 8TB machines, so you'll be able to access them updates just by contacting us, and I'll email the links across. All your custom dust covers. If you wish for the bolt to be changed to a red one, I can do that for you. I'll keep it blue. I wasn't sure if you wanted two blue or what, so just let us know before I send the unit. So as you can see, all the buttons work in correspondent to this game. So start, return to main menu, then quit, and that will bring you back into Hyperspin. Make sure you unplug your keyboard from the system. Install the two controllers. I wasn't sure if you ordered any controllers with this build. I don't think you did, buddy. So if you want a link to purchase the exact same Xbox 360 controllers I used and have configured the system to, just hit us up and I'll send you the link for them. I think they're about £30 each. So if we go down to the Nintendo Wii, make sure you plug the controllers in first before loading the Wii games. If you're going to play MAME and stuff, I recommend you unplug the controllers, because it can mess with your system settings in MAME if these two controllers are plugged in at the same time. It's another issue I've got to look at and maybe get sorted out, because it recognises them as controller 1, controller 2, and it messes with these controls. So once you boot the machine up again, them controls should go back to normal as player 1, player 2 on your arcade system itself. But like I say, you have a backup of all your system settings also on your D drive. So if we go down to Wii U and find a 4-player Wii U game. Some of the Wii U games will seem glitchy and jump and stuff like that. Them glitches and stuff will disappear over time the longer you play the game, as it compiles the shaders in the cache to the cache. The longer you play Wii U games, the bigger the cache builds up on there, and it loads a game quicker, it runs a game a lot better and smoother for you. So if we go to multiplayer, go to versus race, then you can join each controller in on all 4 controllers. As you can see, all controllers work. Wish to escape out of that, just hit the escape button. And there you go, buddy. I will try and get this package today. I have a ton of other stuff to get on with. I've got videos to create for that one over there. I have these units I must get finished today. Sorry it's took so long. I know you've had special requests and that's what's taking its time. I had an issue with the PC that I bought for it, but it's finally finished, finally configured for you. Quick recap. So when you shut down the machine by escaping out, unplug the Xbox controllers, install your keyboard to the back, switch it on. When the system turns on, the radio will come through. As you can hear, the radio is not tuned in yet. Press the mode button on your controller. That changes it to your auxiliary. Or press the mode button on the amp itself. As it loads, you have your Windows 10 and your Hyperspin. Select your Hyperspin if you want Hyperspin. Select Windows 10 if you want the Windows 10 operating system. Just quickly plug in your mouse. Right, so as you can see, you have a fresh install of Windows 10. All the drivers installed. Windows Defender's enabled. It's set so it doesn't scan through your D drive and start messing with files and stuff. I recommend you keep that on. Them settings on. Do not allow any antivirus or Windows Defender to access them folders, because it'll start looking at games and different systems files and start removing stuff. So in your D drive you have an OS backup, you have an Oracle VirtualBox virtual disks, you have a backup of the hard disk drive, and you have no, that's my backup, I'll delete that one off there. Windows 10, and you have the dual boot Windows 10 virtual disk drive backup. I recommend you install Paragon Manager 15 Professional on another machine, and transfer these files over to that machine. If it ever crashes down on you for any reasons because you're using it as a PC and get viruses and stuff, I recommend that you install that and you use a virtual disk drive backup manager and backup from that Windows 10 dual boot Windows 10 OS. You don't need them files, I'll delete them off. And you don't need my personal backup file either, that's for my machine, so I'll delete that off and empty that. So there you go, buddy. You have Windows 10 as a PC and you have Hyperspin as your arcade. I don't recommend you going online at all for the Hyperspin, but if you did want to come out of there, you can Alt F4 out of Hyperspin and you can go through the Windows options and menus. I usually have that shell, but like I explained before, I've had issues with shell in the operating system. It just doesn't, no new shell at the minute seems to work. I can't find a way around it, but it boots direct into Hyperspin for you when you load Hyperspin. Right, I'll try and get this packaged up and arrange pick up, buddy. Right.